Yo, people, what's going on? Back again. Another episode of Footy Talk, bruv. Got Matisse, blood, looking comfortable for once, blood. Right? It's been a minute, fam. This friend's been on edge for half the season, cuz. What are you saying?
I'm good. I'm really good. I mean, you're off the back of a 9-0 win, so I don't really know how you could be any better. And obviously, Liverpool lost to Brighton. So, you know what I mean? If you're a Man United fan now, you're living
Lingard
life,
scored in that as well.
Right. Listen, bruv, I told man about Jay Lings, bruv. Man want to chat shit about my guy, you know.
Yeah, Jay Lings as well.
Man just went and tore up the place, blood. Are you mad? Tore up Villa, blood. Man said, what
goals.
Top 4? Sit down, brother. You mad? That's what I'm saying. Nah. Told man about Lingard, you know. A man couldn't get a game ahead of Daniel James. I told you. I told man, bruv. I said, how's man just a squad player can't get a game? And look at the impact man made, bruv. Playing for West Ham, bro. Mad thing, bro. Come on, bag the brace and that on his debut and that. Calm, bro. If man's in a team that's working, bro, he can do a job, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? We had bigger problems at the football club than that youth, blood. You know what I'm saying? But man want to scapegoat him all the time, bro. Always happens, bro. Man want
to had some personal problems as well, man. It's
100.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
No, absolutely, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, it's just one of them ones, bruv. Easy thing, innit? Scapegoat. It's always Lingard, bruv. Them man want to say, oh yeah, social media, this, dancing, this. It don't matter, bruv. You know what I'm saying? My man's still putting in the performance, bro. And that's a guy that ain't played football in time as well.
In a hot set.
Yeah. Yes.
He ain't played, and he's gone straight into the starting lineup and bagged 2 goals, bro. A player that ain't started for Man United like consistently in years, bro. Like, man's only been a squad player, and that shows you, yeah. Certain man. Bro, you're only as good as what's around you, bruv. United have been dead for a hot minute, bro. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, when you're expecting him to be one of your main players, it's not going to be that, bro, if you're Man United. But the guy can obviously kick ball, bro. Like, he was moving to guys, bruv. He moved to my guy Grealish a couple of times as well, bro. Hey, listen, Jesse was moving wild, fam. Matisse, what you saying, though? Your manager and that got you, man, confident now, innit? I reckon you, man, are going to pam up Tottenham tonight. I'm not going to lie.
I've not been this confident for a big game all season because you've seen our big 6 record, including Leicester. It's been awful. Do you know what I mean? Every single big game I've gone into, I've been like, ever since that Arsenal result humbled me.
What result?
Because the
what
Arsenal one,
yeah. Oh, there ain't much. We ain't got much.
Because do you know what I mean? I didn't see it coming. I thought Arsenal were in bad form. Everybody's joking about relegation and them things. And then suddenly Arsenal just come and beat us, and not just beat us, spank us and dominate us and Saka and I was like, do you know what? Cool. That's me done with the big 6 now. So now we're in a different situation where Tottenham are, you know, they're not looking. The thing is with Tottenham is they're not scary right now. Harry Kane's out, which obviously is a massive thing for them because they're losing their main chance creator and then goal scorer on top of that as well. Very, very much equal for goals and assists this season. And that stops the channel to Son, because Son has been thriving as well from Kane's delivery. And they don't really have a number 10. I've spoken to so many of their fans this week. They've been saying that they don't have a creator. They've been looking at Eriksen to bring in and whatnot. So I'm very confident, man. I think Mourinho is being very negative of late. Chelsea are going to have the main share of possession, but I think we've got the quality, and obviously Thomas Tuchel's tactically aware. So I think, I'm confident, man. I'm looking forward to it. We need to win.
Yeah, what are you saying, DG, about this game tonight, bruv? I know everyone's going to be tuned into this game, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's a big game. It's a big game, but then it's not. You know them ones. It is what it is, bruv. Them two trying to battle to get in the top 4 and that. I see it, bruv. But what are you saying? I reckon Tottenham could get pammed like a 2-3-0, you know? I'm not even joking. Like, when I see the low block thing that they're trying to do, they man ain't seeing no football tonight, blood. They're not seeing no football tonight, blood. Chelsea are just going to be bopping this thing in front of them, yeah? And they got mistakes in them, this Tottenham team, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you look at the Liverpool game, I think it was 3 mistakes, fam.
I'd rather both teams draw, to be honest, just because obviously that's the best result for everyone. I hate both teams equally. But as a neutral, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see some excitement. I think it's a game for mistakes because I do think Chelsea are going to have large chunks of possession. You know, Spurs' form of recent has been woeful. Chelsea got a new manager. Everyone's saying they're loving the tactics and all of these things as you get. So I'd expect Chelsea to dominate possession. But as much as I think it can go either way, because I can see Chelsea having a bag of chances, not taking them, and the typical Jose Mourinho sheg. So I see it going either way. I do think going on current form, I do think Chelsea wipe the floor with Spurs, but Who knows, man? It's going to be interesting to see how they set up tactically. And obviously, it's early days for Tuchel, but it's kind of, this is what you want to look to see an improvement from Frank Lampard. I would say Lampard went into big games a bit naively. Like, of recent, Arsenal and Chelsea has been a bit close. It's not really the days of Didier Jog, but certainly under Frank Lampard, I can't lie, it's the most confident I was as an Arsenal fan. And as much as I like my club, as an Arsenal fan, if we're confident about bucking anyone in the top 6, if you are that party, you should kind of feel concerned. So I'm keen to see what Tuchel's on. I'm keen to see if he's going to play Hudson-Odoi as a wing back, because it'll be a bit of a different game from him. He'll be probably playing more as a fullback at times versus an extra sort of winger. So yeah, it can go either way, man. But I'd expect Chelsea to win still.
Yeah, 100%, boy. Callum's been playing well. You know, I'm sure you never expected him to be playing there, Matisse. But what are you making of man's performances out there?
I love it. I really do. I think it's capitalizing on a lot of his strengths. A lot of people harp on about him playing left wing because of the academy days and him cutting on his. And I think there's a lot of obsession about players cutting in on their right foot and whatnot. But I look at Leroy Sané on that wing for Man City, left foot on the left wing. I do like it at times. You know, it keeps the width. You stay on the touchline. You open up space in the middle for your creators, and that's what Chelsea need. When you've got players like Kai Havertz who's unavailable, but you've got Ziyech, they need their. You know, if you can create more space in the middle for them, they're only going to flourish more.
What? Serge cut you off. What happened to Havertz? Because you said he's unavailable.
I think he's picked up a knock. Yeah, he's picked up a knock. So, but it's cool. Do you know what I mean? We got a deep squad, so it shouldn't even be an excuse at all. He's not exactly been playing the best anyway. He's still trying to find his feet. So Hudson-Odoi for me has been brilliant. You know, he's been great defensively. You know, he's mature now. He seems to be making those hard grafts, runs back as much as he makes them go forward. His crossing ability has been brilliant. The amount of balls he put into the box against Burnley was ridiculous, and they're not getting capitalized on. DG spoke about missing chances. That's my one worry with this Chelsea team, is they're not efficient. They need to be taking their chances a lot more than they do. They don't read the play as well as they should. They don't anticipate the crosses. That's been a problem all season. But the one thing that helps us in that manner is Marcus Alonso. I'm not his biggest fan personally, but that brother's a goal hanger. He gets into the box, and them crosses coming into the back.
And he loves playing against them, man.
Yeah, he does.
He loves it.
100%. And with those balls coming into the box, you can bet your money that Marcus Alonso will be at the back post trying to take whatever he can get, because he's obsessed with scoring. I remember a Hazard quote a couple of years ago saying that I think Alonso likes to score more than I do, and I have to keep reminding him he's a left back, that you need to be behind me. This brother's always in front of me. And that's just his mentality. I don't know what the Madrid youth coach has done to him, but he was obviously a striker back in the day, because that brother just wants goals and he doesn't care how he gets them. So it's a great finish at the weekend. So I'm really looking forward to it. 100%. Hudson-Odoi should be good. And also Reguilon's injured, I think. So Ben Davis at left back, that should be a field day. Really should be.
Bruv, I reckon Son's going to be playing at left back anyway, blood. He's Tottenham. You know them, man. You already know what it is, bro. Them man are going to get cooked, blood. Like, honestly, the thing is with Tottenham, you know what they're going to do, innit? You saw it against Liverpool. They got one way of playing, bro. Park the bus, counter-attack with Son as the highest man.
Win them 10-minute battles.
That's it. And now Harry Kane's not playing. Who's he going to play in that hole to feed Son? I don't know. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, gotta
give it Ndombele, man. He's the most creative you get in that Spurs side, surely.
Some of these brothers are talking about bringing back Dele Alli and all this stuff. I'm like, when you're having to draw back for Dele Alli, who in the documentary didn't even show no interest, I don't know I don't know what you're dealing with. Because he's not going to do a J-Links.
He's a suited player to come back and play in that in between the midfield and Son, because he doesn't really want to defend like that.
Yeah, and he's not a creator, you know.
He's not a creator though. He's not a creator, but you just need to play a straight ball into Son, innit? Because he likes to be on the shoulder and split defenders and stuff. But yeah, man, the football them man are playing is tragic, bro. Like, dare I say, it's even worse than the football we were playing, because at least we had more talented individuals to kind of make it look better. You know, the ones the man ain't got a man with a passing range of a Pogba or something to kind of get them out of jail. You know, the ones like they ain't they ain't got that. Do you know what I'm saying? So like when I look at that team, bro, it's just stiff, bro. It's just mad stiff. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The man ain't got like a Martial and a Rashford thing. They just got the Son thing, and Harry Kane's cool. As long as you get the ball into Kane's feet, he's all right. Other than that, bro, like I've seen games just bypassing more recently before you got injured and that. When you're playing in that Tottenham team, you don't see a lot of the football. When you got it, you got to be super incisive, super clinical, and it's frustrating, blood. And bruv, they got Gareth Bale just out there just picking up his money, Like,
Well,
it's all
And-
mad.
broad alert.
And the in-game decisions from Jose Mourinho is getting called out. You know, tapping toes. I chatting to him every week. You know, and he's really critical of Jose because he's always saying the in-game management is a myth. He's got bringing on Lamella and Winks when they need a goal against Liverpool. He's not bringing on Vinicius, the striker. You've cried out for a backup striker to Kane, and then you've got him, and you're playing Bergwijn and false nine against Brighton. I don't understand what's going on. Do you know what I mean? And Lord and behold, you don't get a goal, and there's no surprise in that because you don't have a striker on the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think they played 3 up front that game. I think they may even go 2, and they probably dash an extra midfielder in there so they don't get overloaded because we've got a double pivot of Georgie and Kova who've been playing the last couple of games, and then you've got the fake 10s in Mount, you know, Pulisic, Ziyech. So that's 4 versus if you're going with the Brighton lineup 4v2 in the midfield. So you're overloaded centrally from a possession standpoint. So they're going to have to at least bring in an extra man, potentially move Sissoko from the wing back position, move him infield, start a Doherty. I call him Dot from EastEnders. Do you know what I mean?
He's going to get rubbed.
Man like Dorothy, blood, dead food.
He's been awful.
He's an Arsenal fan. I don't mind him, man. He's doing a fantastic job with them, man. I think he's doing a fantastic job. Elite signing.
I bet. Do you know what I mean? He had to delete them tweets when he joined. Do you know what I mean? This guy's on different smoke. He seems to be as they say, an imposter among us type thing. And then you got Serge Aurier, who's clumsy as hell. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it because them wing backs or whatever formation they decide to play out wide, they're suspect as hell. I think even Serge Aurier, good going forward, defensively suspect. Dot from EastEnders, suspect. You know, Davis, suspect. So we need to take advantage. We didn't take advantage of Stamford Bridge. We need to take big advantage this game, big time.
100%. And this is what I was saying earlier about this comment, bro. Bearman was saying, Jose's getting the best out of Kane and Son just because of their goals record. Like, look, people have to look at numbers, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And say, oh yeah, these man, he's improved them and that. I'm like, bro, them man are outperforming their expected goals, blood. These men are just playing out their skin. That's all it is. He ain't improved them, bro. The stats are mad misleading, bro. Like when you watch Son play under Pochettino, he looked like a much better player, a lot more free, a lot more able to express himself. Now he's just got to be super efficient, bro, because he's literally living for 2 counter-attacks in 90 minutes. That's what man's living for, you know?
Yeah.
And it's peak right now, bro. Do you know what I mean? Harry Kane's injured now, and I think that could derail them, bro. I think that could derail them, honestly, because I don't know who's gonna. I think the way they play is so suited to having him in that hole. If he's not there, who's gonna do that job? Because that's the only way they're gonna play, bro. Jose can only play one way.
Yeah.
And
they don't exactly have creative wide players either. Do you know what I mean?
There you go. Unless he plays Gareth Bale there, maybe.
Well, he's got a couple games.
Bale's been a disgrace, man.
Exactly. But he's dead food, blood. But if you're gonna play him centrally, bruv,
Boy,
this is it, boy. Like Gareth Bale's dead. You know
He's still golfing.
he's not on the football team again, man.
It's been a myth, really. Outside Højbjerg and Reguilon, the other signings, I think when you look at Dot, you look at
They've
Bale,
all been meaty, bruv.
they've all been mediocre. And we're speaking about this in so many of the previews, is that Tottenham have a lot of squad players that are in that starting 11 that they're asking to do big man roles, and really they're squad players. Right, but then now they're starters because there's a lack of depth in the team, or there's a couple injuries here and there, or players off form, and now suddenly they're asked to do big man things, and it's not happening for them. I look at their defense as well. I think it's there to be got at. I really do. You know, I really do, and I think he's going to pack the midfield. I think he's going to bring Sissoko, maybe even Harry Winks if he doesn't choose Sissoko to go in midfield. I think he's going to try and pack that midfield out and really go with like a 5 across the midfield or something mad like that. Because if he doesn't, then I think we can find joy in the middle. So it's going to be very interesting. But as you're saying with the strikers, they haven't improved. They have been outperforming. We've been saying it all season, man. Outperforming their XG to ridiculous amounts. And I just think as much as I don't rate a lot of the individuals, I think they can improve on their squad a lot. Tottenham could be playing a lot better than they are. And I think, you know, Mourinho he's got the handbrake on big time. And I make this comparison on my previous show. When Mourinho was at Chelsea and he won the title, we had a great first half of the season. He was playing great football. Fabregas, Diego Costa, Hazard, that goal against Burnley, that one touch to Sherlock, everything was all great. Second half of the season, the attackers started to dip a bit and he put the handbrake on. He went low block, Hazard FC. Just
on the break, innit? Hazard on the break.
And Rants, you'll remember this game. 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea won Man United 0. Oscar back heel. Hazard left foot finished under De Gea's legs, but you had like 60-70% possession. We didn't touch the football.
Bro,
we didn't touch it.
Man hit us on the breakaway, killed us, bro. I couldn't believe it, bro. That game, it pains me to this day, blood. I know where I was, what I was wearing, everything, blood. I watched that game in a shisha cafe with the man them, blood, and I remember, blood, we just battered you. I think that game was the same day as, like, I don't know. I feel like El Clasico was on the same day or something mad like that, bro. Because I remember we was out, blood, and we was watching the football, and we watched the 2 games, fam. And I just remember Hazard out of nowhere after we battered, man. Like the possession was dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Dumb. It was.
I think it was a record for us at home. Record.
Yeah.
We had 27 match.
Move to man. I swear that was Van Gaal, innit?
I think so. Yeah.
It was Van Gaal, blood, because we were sourcing man off the pitch. Man never saw the football. We were just moving to them.
Yeah.
It was possession FC, blood, and then out of nowhere, Hazard just hit man on the break. Dead. I was fuming, cuz. Yeah. And I think that's probably the only shot they had on target as well. It was a madness, bro.
Yeah. And that's how we played the whole second half of the season. You know, Mourinho handbrake on, defensive, low block, and just hit them on the break. And thankfully we won the title, so no one's complaining. But when you're not winning, then hey, that shit don't fly. And that's where Tottenham fans are coming from. So it's a madness, bro.
Well, going for this Jose quote, he's trying to play mind games with your manager already, you know.
Yeah, I seen that. It's nice. It's fun. I like it. It's prime Jose. Do you know what I mean? That's why I kind of miss it. I think right now, you know, Roy Keane says it a lot. These guys are too nice. The managers are too nice. The players in the derbies are too nice. Everyone's swapping shirts, shaking hands, asking for phone numbers on WhatsApp. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Where's the fight? Where's the passion? Do you know what I mean? I don't want to do a rant. But where is it? I love it.
Jose he's done out here though, Jose. Like when he does stuff like that, man's like, oh, it's easy to win titles at Chelsea. I won 3 and that. Man's always got to make it about him and that. Like,
yeah, and then someone
then what?
On socials in response, they posted the picture of Chelsea in 16th place when Jose was in charge, and that was deafening. Do you know what I mean? So you can say it's easy to manage whatever he wants, but at the end of the day, I don't think any other manager in this league is on mind games, unfortunately. So he's just talking to himself. Do you know what I mean?
Some jokes, bruv. You know them ones. And the thing is, your manager he looks like he's loving life at Chelsea. It's mad. It looks like he got a new lease of life there, bro. Like, you know them ones. Because when you saw him at PSG, like, man never looked happy, innit? And then he just looks calm now. Like, man's just cheesing. You get me? Like, the way he addresses the press and everything, bro. He's just one of them likable characters, blood. Like, when you see it, it's just like when you see man talking and the way he speaks about the game and just how knowledgeable he is, like,
he's a calm guy.
Yeah, he's just a calm guy. You can't dislike him. Like I saw this morning, I saw a little post in it where someone come on, they asked man about Dele Alli, and man was like, "Bruv, are you in the wrong place, blood?"
yeah.
I just said, "Are you in the wrong press conference, blood?" Like, like that Chelsea fam. What you asking me about
Dele Alli? Cava from Sky Sports. I'm blocked by that guy on Twitter. So I love to see that.
That killed me, you know. Man said, "Listen, bro, are you in the right place?" About Dele Alli, blood. He just laughed in man's face. I thought this guy cheeky, blood. Yeah. No, and that's what it is.
Yeah, he had a stellar press conference, man. He was brilliant again, and I'm loving him at the moment. I mean, they was asking him dumb questions. They started talking about food. They've been kissing his ass in this press conference because they've been treating him like crap the past week. You know, asking him mad questions and trying to draw him out for Lampard and deflect from Lampard's time and whatnot. This week they're asking him about what his favorite food is, what he likes to drink after wins.
Yeah, bro.
They're trying to cozy up to him.
He said, "Oh, right, you're vegan and that." He said, "Bruv, man's not vegan, blood. Man will slap a spag bowl and that, blood."
Yeah, telling you, he's doing
like, bruv, why would you even go out of your way to even find out?
Irrelevant questions.
Man eats blood. Like,
irrelevant questions.
Irrelevant, bro. Like, if you win, I heard you like a nice meal. Everyone likes food, blood.
Especially when you win, everyone will probably like a bit more of an expensive meal. It's just silly questions, man.
I was worried we wasn't going to get any team news and things like that. You know, I was going into the Tottenham thinking, okay, for the Tottenham preview, I'm going to be talking about spaghetti, pizza, and wine and bread and all this kind of stuff, and no team news to go off. But eventually, they got to the important questions. They saved the best bit for last, and we've seen that Zuma and Kai Havertz are doubts. So they enjoyed themselves.
Some joke thing. No, the ones there, like, nah, it's hella funny, bro. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool got Brighton. I have to shout out Brighton, bro. Their manager's doing a madness, bro. Like, they beat them, and who else did they beat? Did they beat Tottenham as well?
I think it was Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They beat Spurs as well. 2 games back, bro. Liverpool are done out here. Man bought them 2 centre backs. I told man bought the 2 centre backs, didn't play them. They're not coming straight in. I told you, them buys were pointless. He's not gonna play these man.
Henderson was straight in, bro. Do you know what I mean?
The thing
is, Brighton are a nice team, man. They don't there's no rivalry, there's no business. They're seaside, do you know what I mean? Sunny in the south of England. No one knows business with Brighton, do you know what I mean? They try and play the right way. They're just a nice team. They're just a nice team. Everybody likes them. They remind me of Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? Back when Bournemouth were in the Prem, and everyone liked Bournemouth as well. Blackpool, when they were up, you know, the Tangerines, Charlie Adams smacking them in. They're helping us out. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham, Liverpool, Lord behold, I hope it continues because they got Leicester in the cup. I hope they can keep doing this because I need all the help I can get to get back in that top 4 race. We talk about winning games, but we're playing catch up. So these results help everybody. And it's funny because Liverpool fans were going on about, you know, we're going to beat Chelsea's home record, 86, we're coming through it. And then they stopped at 68, so they got the digits the wrong way around. And then since Man United come to the Fortress, they've just been losing games, Burnley and then Brighton. So do you know what I mean? I'm loving it.
And both at home as well, blood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them man went an unbeaten run at home for so long to, I think, lose back-to-back games at home. Do you know what I'm saying? My man's saying there, Thiago's not a Liverpool type player and that. Like, it's mad. Like, since he's come, I swear that the man, since he's come in, like, I saw a mad stat. That like games he started, they ain't won or something, and I was like,
Thiago's getting done dirty with that one.
He's getting done dirty, bro. And the thing is, he's such a good player, but my man's right. He's not a Liverpool type player. You know the ones he's not, and that's why I found it weird that they bought him in the first place. You know what I mean? The thing that they're trying to do, he don't fit that. You know them ones. He never did fit that, bro. And it's funny seeing it now because he's literally the best player that they've ever bought, bro. He's probably one of the best players in the history of their club, bro. That's how bad it is, yeah. Bro, he's that good. You know them ones there.
He is like, that good.
The best players that has ever played for them.
Lovely.
He's looking so meaty, fam.
Yeah, it's true.
He's looking meaty, fam, and it's just, bro, it's horrible for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, bro, but bro, I'm enjoying seeing Liverpool just die, bro. Like, honestly, I think they're finished.
Man said just die.
I think they're finished, bro. Like I said it before, yeah. It's one of them ones where I think that the job that needs doing at Liverpool is too expensive. You know them ones. It's way too expensive. There's too many meaty men that need replacing. Do you know what I'm saying? They've still got players like Oxlade and that are there. Where you'd think that probably end of the season he's going to be out of there. They lost Lallana. I don't even know if they replaced him. They got the Minamino player that they bought and now they've sent him out on loan. Cater's always injured. That, brother, it's a madness when you.
Wijnaldum's contract still wishy-washy.
Do you know what I mean? On a free as well. So they're not even getting a piece to replace him. They're going to have to replace him out their own pocket. Yeah. Bro, that everything just looks weird to them. And then man are saying, oh, yeah, they got injuries and that. Yeah, they do have injuries. But, blood, the injuries ain't why they're losing games, fam, because most of the man that that are doing things for them, yeah, they're there, bro.
Yeah. They've just been found out. It's just a case of being found. There's nothing wrong with that. You've got to develop a squad. You know, that squad's been together, the bulk of them, probably 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 at max years. People just focus on winning the Champions League in the Prem. People need to remember when they got to the final and when they bottled the league against City, they need to freshen it up. A lot was said, oh, they don't need a striker because this, that, and the other. You know, they tried to get Werner, they tried to get Fekir. So creativity and depth, as we can see, you know, when there's a couple injuries, their depth, there's a massive fall off between their starting quality and the depth. They're just not levels, and time catches up with everybody. And being a Liverpool team, sitting them 68 home records, people do their research and they find you out. You know, you kill their fullbacks, you remain pending, you have half a chance. You know, you make the front three run into blind alleys and whatnot. You can, to a degree, you can shuffle them out the game, just like Liverpool. You know, Salah huffed and puffed up points, but he's really out of the game, and they found them out now, and it's down to Klopp to re-envisage that. And I want us to wonder when they actually are going to start that rebuild, because it's like Klopp, again, as a manager, you've been there a while now. You know, I'm sure he'd love to retain the league, and I'm sure he's not going to want to go out if they don't finish second minimum. But one has to wonder, how long's he going to be there? Mane and Salah, are they considering moving on? Not because they are unhappy, it's just they're not Liverpool fans. You know, they've achieved what they've achieved. It does feel like there's a rebuild pending for them, man.
And the thing is, because they just brought in 2 centre backs, yeah. So that tells me that in the summer they ain't gonna do too much. They ain't gonna do too much. You know them ones in the summer. They might bring in a 1-2 man, yeah. But it looks like they're gonna be replacing squad players with squad players.
Yeah,
they need one player that can shake up the front three or something, man.
But they got Jota. You'll probably look at it and say, yo, we got him for that.
To be fair, Jota's a bad boy, but if we're real, you know, he's a good player and he needs a platform, and they obviously identified him. But if we're real, he's performing above what many people's expectations were. People probably thought he's there to rotate and put pressure. So for me, they need to go for someone that's either going to shake up that front three, or somebody's going to be left out of the squad, whether that's a top midfield player in a similar ilk to Thiago. I personally think they need a number 9, like a proper, I know it's easier said than done, but a real number 9 that just scores goals. You know, Firmino's a good player, but he used to get away with his lack of goal scoring. And to be fair, the whole front three isn't performing, but you see the deficiencies. It's all fun and games doing these fancy flicks. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net. And this is what happens. People only want to talk about things in their team when things go up. Because when Liverpool were performing, people were saying this and they were called haters and this, that, and the third. People have kind of found out how Liverpool plays. That simple.
I couldn't agree more. Just to add on to Liverpool, I think them, like you said, not replenishing their starting 11 and buying backup, that is a cause for concern, because we spoke about earlier in the season, Trent potentially being complacent. We look at that front three. Do they get complacent? When Jota was fit, fantastic. You know, everyone, you know, that's an opportunity for Firmino to step up his game while he's on the bench. But there's not enough positions in the team where your place is really up for grabs. Do you know what I mean? There's clear players fighting for their place behind you. We look at the fullback areas, etc. And this is where the complacency sets in as well. And we never thought complacency would be a problem on the clock. But when you've won everything, Man City fans will tell you the best of times. When you've won everything, or when you've won the Premier League, let's keep it to the Premier League especially, that the complacency of the next season is always a problem, unless you really refreshen and rejuvenate the squad. And I just look at their team and I think to myself, like you said, Rants, they've won it all, and they're all coming towards the peak or their early 30s coming up.
There's one last big move potentially pending, one big contract pending. You know, half of the team, the major players, you could say that. The only one that's probably staying is well, they're all staying, but Van Dijk, because there's talk of signing a new deal. He's tied down for the significant future. Obviously, one luxury is due to the market. We all know with COVID and things, big money signings may or may not happen. But you'd imagine, you know, if Salah got an offer in an imaginary world where COVID isn't a problem, or Barca and these Madrids come in for these guys, would they have a decision to make? You know, I don't know what's going on with Ronaldo, but if I'm him, I'm probably going to go to Barcelona and these teams if they make me an offer. With all due respect to Liverpool, I've done what I've needed to do in England. I've been here, I've been at Newcastle, I've won stuff. And how are they going to replace him? It's things like that. And it's almost like, I'm not going to say it's too much to do in one window, but it kind of is. And I guess you're kind of looking at the ownership of Liverpool, because I'm sure Klopp and the fans knew what signings they want to kick on. But it's like, we always felt, why ain't they investing? And in hindsight, I'm starting to feel, and I think Rants used to say this, it's like, if the Coutinho money didn't drop, you know, what would have happened then, sort of thing.
Yeah, 100%. Big up everyone inside. 1.8 in here. Smash that like button, people. And like my man said, get us up to 1,000 likes, Pete. Where did the likes of Salah and Mane go? La Liga is a finished league financially, quality-wise, it's dropping. It's true, bro. I mean, you look at it, when you saw Messi's invoice thing was looking kind of peak, blood. You know, like my man's literally the club's run, bruv. Messi's running the club, fam.
Messi's the El Honcho, man.
Are those true figures? Because that is mad.
True figures, man. His contract was leaked time ago. It's the same info, which makes me believe someone at Barca is trying to discredit him. Because it's not like this is new info. This is all coincidental in the build-up to a game and things like that. You know, them man there can only go
turn on, man. You know them ones. You say, yo, this pussy was holding us hostage. And
Liz,
you know them ones.
Liz dry snitching.
Trying to play victim and that, like, say they're doing him hard and he's getting paid all that money, blood. You know that. That's why we can't sign players, because Messi's on about 4 man's wages.
I don't know how they. I mean, clearly they can't afford to pay him that. I don't know how a man walks out with that. It's Messi, of course, you pay him. But I don't understand how a man walks out of the club with that amount of money every week. It's just nuts.
Well, how much the club is generating for him to get that, though, man? Like, somewhere down the line. That's why fuck these clubs, man. With all due respect.
The financial predicament that we're in, no fans in stadiums. La Liga don't even generate money like that. It's not the Premier League. Even the Premier League team paying that out. Like Man United Man United got money. Do you know what I mean? Money. Man United globally, in terms of a fan base, you know, make their money. In terms of the crowd, you know, big stadium, Old Trafford, Premier League money. They, you know, if there's a club making money, it's
worldwide that United pull in, man. You're talking billions and that.
Yeah, but even for them to pay Messi that much is mad. You know, it'll be mad. So I mean, he'll probably leave at the end of the season, potentially. I don't know. He's linked with PSG and Man City. I would love for him to come to the Premier League. I've said it so many times.
Man. The PSG thing, Messi, preserve yourself, man. You don't need to do this, man. The agendas will be too mad, and I'll be one of them agendering Messi. I can't lie if he signs for someone.
Bro, but think about it. How many of the great throwback footballers did we not get to see? We didn't get to see.
I'm not trying to see Messi against West Brom and Fulham and all of them things there, man. Come on.
We didn't get to see Ronaldinho, Kaká. None of these men came Prem. I would love to see Messi for a season or two. I can't lie.
I've seen Messi at the new camp, so I'm good.
Robinho, blood in the Prem. That was the closest thing that man got to something like that. Was Robinho when he was shelling it down at season.
Yeah.
He done it.
Yeah.
He showed it for a season and thought, yeah, this is kind of tense still. I'm
not really feeling this, you know.
I'm not feeling this. These soggy chips and that blood. Man needs to get out of here, fam. You know, like that. But now,
kind of way.
Mourinho was doing madness, bro, when he came to the Premier.
Him and Craig Bellamy.
Bro, man said he couldn't do it, yeah, with his little skinny self, blood, and he just mashed up the Prem.
He ripped us at the Emirates one game. I think he chipped out Mourinho, but it was like it weren't a chip, it was like a scooped one, like an ice cream cone. Absolutely. Big Storage got involved as well. He gassed him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's rude. Rude footballer.
What a baller, man.
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
Once Messi leaves, that'll free up some peace for Barca, like on the wage bill and all them other things. I still think they don't have the capital to put down and bring in some big players. So them and Real Madrid ain't a threat, blood. It's only going to be Juventus and PSG that can potentially buy like a Pogba or buy one of them players. You know what I mean? I think a lot of men are going to be...
Unless it's a free, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of men are going to be stuck where they are, just because no one can afford them. I think it's going to be one of these peak ones where it's unfortunate for certain men in their career.
Yeah, bad timing. You look at all these players coming to their peak of their powers, looking for big moves, and then they get hit with a pandemic, and no one's got peace. Bayern Munich don't even spend money like that anyway. They, you know, Leroy Sané from Man City is the most I've seen them shell out on a player in a while. You spoke about Juventus. They do love a big transfer every now and then. Higuain, Ronaldo, they tend to operate off freeze and then save up. Like, you know, you put the coins in the money box. They keep saving up in the piggy bank, and the next thing you know, they just open it, smash it with the hammer, and just lay it out for everyone. Higuain gets stupid wages, Ronaldo the same, and they might be in with a shout, like you said. But Spanish teams are done. Bayern Munich never get involved. And then Premier League, sell to sell, in terms of in-house, we never see really big... Since Van Persie, I can't remember too many. Sanchez, I can't remember too many, but these were players running out. There's always circumstance running out of their contract. There's not too many big moves in the Prem, in-house, in the league. It doesn't really happen. So unless there's swap deals on the cards, I don't really see what's going to go on.
Or fancy loans with options to buy and little creative ways of getting around things.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be little loans with options to buy later and all these other things. They're going to have to get creative with the accounting, blood, because man ain't going to be able to be signing players. If there are still moves, there's going to be other things put in place in it, and like guaranteed amounts of money over certain amounts of times. Don't be surprised if you see that. Do you know what I mean? Start to see situations where maybe it is still 100 million, but man are paying it over 5 years and them things. Do you know what I mean? 20 million a season and them things. I think it's going to come down to stuff like that because the climate's mad, bro.
Yeah. There's no way to maneuver. It's you know, you can't plan for this sort of pandemic and the knock-on effects. Like
you have to run down your contract, blood.
Lich. That's probably the best thing now. If you're a baller, you might even get shagged because notoriously being a free agent, that means you're able to command better sort of money and whatnot. That might even shag you because they might say, I hear you're a free agent, but this is still all we've got to offer. We can give you a sign-on fee, but we're not going to give you what we need to. So it's crazy right now for everyone.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And trust me, a man loves a bit of Salah slander. You know them ones because you see Mo Salah, he's stands, he's got stands like how Ronaldo's got stands and Messi's got stands. You know, he's got proper fanboys.
The Mezzets.
They proper love him, and the Mezzet fanboys.
Mezzet's a big one.
Yeah, and the Salah fanboys. Hey, bro, I love seeing my man have a stinker, blood. You know them ones there yesterday against Brighton. Everyone was getting hard-ons, you know, for that first touch against West Ham, even though I said it was a fluke, blood. And you could tell it was all jammy, blood. You see when man control the ball with the bottom of their feet, it's always a touch and go thing anyway. You know, like that. On the bounce, man controlled it with his studs and that. That don't make no sense. You know what I mean? And you see man against against Brighton, my man's playing like he's in Wellingtons. I told man already. Man, dodging puddles and that. That's how man dribbles, bro. It's so peak, fam. I hate watching him. It's a proper eyesore. You know them ones. Like, fuck you, know. I hate it, bro. You know what I mean? And man can't even call him the pyramid Pepe no more because Pepe's finding a bit of form now, blood.
Doing all right, man. Was doing all right. It's only 3 games, Pepe, but keep it up, man. You know, for me, what it is with Pepe for me, it's not even necessarily the goals. Like, obviously, for me, it's never going to justify that price tag. So minimum, you play well like you have done. Yeah, people could talk about it, but it's kept at a minimum. That's all you can do is play well. I think it's his general performance. Like, I think even when he didn't go into this little purple patch, he's improved defensively. It's like Pepe, we all know he's got ability. It's just decision making and football IQ is why he's not a top player. It's as simple as that. I'm starting to see him a bit more in terms of the general game. You're defending, you're mucking in. It's not just these sort of like you're out of it for 70 minutes, but you might run past a man and your decision making weren't there. So we remember it. So he's improving. It's like he's a confidence man. I want to see him retain this confidence even when he hits that block. But he's done all right, man. He looks all right on that left hand side. You know, he's left footed on the left hand side, going back to basics. Stretch the pitch and just make decisions early, and it's helping him.
Yeah, and that goal was incredible. Really great goal.
We were going to be wavy when he done that.
It was a joke, blood.
I thought we was, I was like, yeah, we're getting 3 points. If that game could be done after 45 minutes, it was wavy. It's like the thing for me is that Pepe's actually won the ball. Like Semedo's ramping, he's caught him lacking, and then obviously he sent Semedo's made a mistake. Thingy, was it Neves? He's got sent shop and he's pulled it in. You know, it was all right. And that's what I want to see from Pepe, just involved. And again, you've got Arteta has no reason right now to start the likes of Willian. You know, we don't need to see Willian on the football field as long as you, man, keep doing your job. That's what I'm most happy about. I can't lie.
Confidence player. If he's got the freedom to express himself, he's going to be good.
Yeah, 100%. Because when I see him, he was trying to cook up Luke Shaw. Yeah, I was like, later, this youth's confident now. You know what I mean? Backs, man are getting nutmegged. He's going trying to find corners and that when he's shooting and that you can see that the confidence is coming there. Do you know what I mean? But that is actually also coincided with the fact that the team have been playing well as well. And that's why sometimes people got to realize, like when the team as a whole is not playing well and people are digging out individual players, sometimes the whole thing
it's collapsed for everyone.
Yeah, that's it. The whole thing's just mad, bro. And that's what it is. That's why when I'm looking at even when I'm looking at United at the moment, it's kind of like the reason why, very few men are consistently playing well is because the whole team don't consistently play well, blood. Now, I'm saying when teams are consistently playing well, now you look at West Ham now, they've been playing well for a while, blood. That Souček keeps bagging.
Yeah.
Because they're playing well. Lingard's come into a team and straight away hit the ground running because the team's already playing well. You know them. When you're coming into a team that's not playing well, don't have a set style of play, we know that they're going to go direct into Mikel and he's going to hold it and bring people in. But at least we know that they have something in it. And they just have had Jesse and Benrahma playing off Mikel, bro. So, like, it's cool. You know what they're going to do with United because they got no clear pattern or nothing. If you're coming in, you don't know what to expect today, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it makes a difference. That's Van de
Beek, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there you go. It makes a difference. My man's making all these shadow runs. The man ain't even seeing him because man are not in his wavelength and that. Do you know what I mean? He played 45 minutes the other day and had 17 touches of the ball, blood. And I could see him making bare runs and just not getting it, bro. I'm seeing man.
Was happening with Pepe.
I'm seeing man both hands out here showing, a man are looking past him and going sideways. And I'm like, bro, he's used to man trying to break the lines and play. And them Ajax man are comfortable receiving the ball even when there's people around them. You know them.
So you got to trust them.
Yeah, you got to trust them. He wants it, but man are not giving it to him. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where he's not even on the same. He's not on the same wavelength as the rest of the team, innit? And when you don't have a set way of playing, that can always happen. That could always happen, bro.
And that Ajax team was very fluid as well. You can tell they're well drilled. Every single move was a consequence of the move before, and the move after was a consequence. And it's like a factory chain line. You know what I mean? Everything just rolls in sequence, and the movements, the patterns, everything was very much done on the training ground. When we're talking about Ajax at their best in the Champions League run, Hakim Ziyech, Van der Beek, even Tadic was made to look like God over there. Do you know what I mean?
He was like, how does player lead the Premier League? He weren't like that there,
bro. You know, I saw Tadic in Southampton. That's a good player. Goes to Ajax and does up Real Madrid, looking like something completely different. And it's the training as well. It's the way that they try and play the game. But I look at that. We speak about Ajax and obviously Arsenal as well. Young players, they tend to play with more freedom. They tend to be less scared and they'll try new things. And I think the likes of Saka is probably breeding confidence into a Pepe and say, look, I've come into the team. I'm young. Smith Rowe is the same. We ain't got nothing to fear. Try your stepovers, try your nutmegs, you know, get on the ball, try your shots. Let's play football, let's enjoy. We're up front, you know, and let's see what we can do. And when you've got, I don't know, I feel like the likes of Willian and these guys are a little bit pessimistic, do you know what I mean? As players.
But you see, that's where I disagree to a slight degree. I mean, not disagreeing with what you're saying, it's 100%. But then I look at the individuals and like, I agree with everything we're saying. Clearly, it's facts. But it's like, at some point, I look at the players and question your own personal accountability. Like, what circumstances can you control? And I always look at it. I know a lot of players are confidence players, but I'm wary of someone who's quite volatile game in, game out, because that tells me you're insecure either about yourself or your abilities. And you can't do it. At some point, you know, you've got to keep that mentality in that when things are going bad, you're not a bad player. When everything's going good, you're not on the level you might think you are. So be humble. So that's my challenge to Pepe. You know, you've gone through tough moments. You've actually gone through some good moments. You ended last season quite strongly. Can you continue this? Because there will come more bad form for us and you collectively. Can I still see you affect the game? Because like I said, I love the goals and I like the confidence, but it's for me, I'm seeing you from minute 0 to 90. I'm seeing you in the game. I'm not wondering where you are and suddenly seeing you pop up. And I think it's a bit like what Rants said in a positive way in contrast to Van der Beek, in a sense of, I think the players are trusting him a bit. We've all played football. It's a bit of give and take. You've got to earn that trust, but at the same time, you've got to be a bit more demanding. You know, I'm not a fan of him and Bellerin together because as a partnership, I think it's been shaky generally this season. But of recent, I've seen a tiny bit more of an improvement there, even when he floats over to the right-hand side. So I challenge him to just keep doing it, really. Like, the most you can do is just, we're not talking about your price tag today or haven't for the last 3 games. You're never going to justify it, but, like, you can just be a shut up about it thing.
Yeah, spot on. And that is what separates the top players from the good players, because I had the same issue with Ross Barkley, confidence player. And obviously goes to Aston Villa, Grealish, like we spoke about in terms of players being infectious and whatnot. Grealish has managed to get something out of Barkley in terms of the confidence. But if you're going to be a top player, the mentality has to come with it. And you need to be able to get through the hard times and like you said, you know, take responsibility and accountability for your own performance. So that's what separates, that is what's going to determine if Pepe becomes a top player for Arsenal or just a good player. If he becomes, you know, I don't know who to compare, but maybe a Walcott or an Alexis Sanchez. That's really what it depends on. So.
Love him to hit them Alexis heights. I think that's all a myth, you know. Theo Walcott, I weren't his biggest fan, but statistically he's all right. So you got to continue that, Pepe, because he's still meaty. As much as I like him and whatever, it's still meaty. It's just better than what you was. It's like Arsenal's form. You know, reality is we're still 10th or whatever. It's still not good enough. We've just turned the sort of corner of late. So it's a case of, can we continue for us? But I'm shook of Aston Villa. I know they lost, but it's a bit like Wolves. I don't care about their form or whatever roadblock they've hit. I look at the last game we've played them, and like, if I'm a player, all week I'm watching that game, how I played, mistakes I made. Can we learn from it? Because we know, you know, Watkins played well, Barkley played well, Grealish played well. Obviously, you can afford for one man to be a star man, but when everybody's playing well, you have played that game effing shit, to put it nicely. So I need them to learn from their mistakes and bounce back quickly, because I would have taken a point against United. Realistically, you know, obviously I think both teams wanted all 3 points and they were there for the taking, but you live to fight another day. But we've dropped points now. You know, we've drawn with United, we've lost to Wolves. We need to get back on track. What we did in January and the end of December is irrelevant. And that's the thing with Arsenal fans. When everything's going negative, everybody wants to hear everything. When it's going positive, things I've just said, they'll call me a hater or say I'm being a negative nanny. We lack balance. Generally, we need that balance in life.
So must win. So must win for you guys. I'm seeing the table. You've got 2 games played more, and you're 1 point behind. That in itself,
shake yourself. Calamity.
Do you know what I mean? And
still I'm relying on other teams in that as well.
Yeah. And I'm seeing, you're very reliant. Same with Chelsea, 100%. We're very much in the mix. We're already 8th and Villa 9th. But I'm seeing Villa's last 5 games. Loss, win, loss. So win next. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Martinez needs to move like how he was moving last night, boy. I can't lie.
Yeah, he was mad, bro. I don't know. Man had the fairy liquid gloves on, blood. I don't know. I don't know what it was yesterday, you know. But
I don't know what he was on.
The first one, cool, innit? But the second one, I'm like, what?
Sham,
yeah, I mean, it's like, bro, like, if he tried to do that on purpose, he couldn't do that on purpose. You know what I mean? You know, like that. If a man hit the ball straight at you and you had to push it into the net behind you, you couldn't do it. It didn't make sense, bro. Like the trajectory of the shot and everything, the fact that the ball went where it went, he couldn't.
What's going on?
You couldn't do that again, even if he wanted to do it on purpose. Even if man was match fixing, he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. Bro. That made no sense, cuz. You know, like that. So for me, I don't know. I think it was just one of them games, innit, where it was written in the stars that Jesse was going to make an impact on his first game, and it happened, innit? That's all it was. I just think some things just were always going to happen.
Yeah.
You know written in the headlines. Old United manager, do you know what I'm saying? Jesse Lingard there. Like, bro,
written in the stars sort of shit.
Yeah, man, it was always going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? It was always going to happen. So really and truly, bruv, I still don't think it's going to affect his confidence that much, innit? He's had a good season, bruv.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'd be interesting to see if he is a bit shaky, but I don't know.
Talking about goalkeepers, I mean Leno, that mistake, blood.
Fam, no excuses. What the hell fuck is he doing, fam? Like Leno, listen, like, bro, Leno, like just when you see with Leno, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, he made me eat humble pie. Like, it's not that I thought he was a dead keeper, it's just he weren't giving me confidence. I know he's a good shot stopper, I know he can play with his feet, but I like my keepers more old school. They know what they can do, come collect crosses and all of these things and be vocal. I think he was very reactive, like he was too much of a busybody. In this season, he's made a couple mistakes, but generally I think he's turned the corner. But then he does things like that, which is unexplainable. You know, he's mistimed the run. I definitely think Gabriel's out of position, but there's no way to explain that, you know. And as much as I look at it and I think it's, you know, it's a one-off, you've been good and David Luiz has done a bit dirty. If we look at it in short, it's two individuals, more so Luiz, who's still making mistakes for Arsenal, and we've still dropped points from winning positions. This is why, again, not to sound like an old, like banging on an old drum, but Arsenal fans need balance. You know, Leno, now we're with what? We're probably with Runnison. You know, with all due respect, he has my support. I don't like scapegoating, but he's not levels. He's unconfident. He doesn't believe in himself, and we've got no options. That's a negative cocktail that I'm not trying to drink. So if you're Aston Villa and you scored 3 goals against Arsenal, anyways, on the best of days, you're going to shoot. So when you've got someone like Runnison, you're going to shoot more. So, boy, you know, man, have to step up and pray Matt Ryan's fit. I can't lie.
It's very reminiscent to when we were speaking about Mendy a couple of weeks ago. Coming out of your box, doing things that you don't have the right to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just sometimes, like you said, do the basics. Just do your job. And all this adventure, Dora the Explorer type acts, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? You don't have the map. You don't know where you're going, bro. So you're venturing out into places that are the unknown, that you're not prime Neuer. I think sometimes these modern day goalkeepers, they start to drink the hype, and they're like, yo, we need to be doing this. We need to come outside the box. And no, just manage your zone, do your basics, do your bread and butter.
Manage the space, fam. Just relax, like
hyper goalkeepers in this
excited, yeah, just mad excited, and that's the worst thing as an Arsenal fan. When you got a keeper that, as much as I love Leno, he'll come off his line for less than that, and we have a high line as a defense. So that's almost giving him the indirect right. Okay, the minute these men get skimmed and they have to run, I'm coming straight out. Sometimes you look heroic, but there's times like that where, you know, you just want him to be a bit more mature, or just mark the space. You don't, you know, it's a bit like Luiz. Obviously, Luiz is done dirty. You know, it is a foul, but I don't think it's a red. But he didn't necessarily have to accidentally trip him up, as much as that could be avoided. It's not a given my man's going to score, you know. And then again, that game was a peak one for Arsenal, man. If games were just on 45 minutes, we'd probably done enough. But boy, showed up
off, blood. Like, bruv, like I thought they were 1-0, but bruv, the way Arsenal came out the blocks, they could have easily been 3-0 up at half time here, comfy, and it could have just been one of them games, innit? I thought that it was mad unlucky, and that's the thing. After performances like that, it's very important that man are not reactionary, you know them ones. Because if you're an Arsenal fan, you look at that and you have to take it for what it was, blood. Man got sent off. That's where the game was lost. That's it. You don't need to analyze the game any more than that.
Literally.
Before that, you know them ones there. Like for me, David Luiz never intentionally tripped man or nothing like that, bro. Like, I can't even really blame him for that too.
I'm just on him for being out of position there, Rants. Like that's it. Like I think the red card, all these things are just fundamentally, it's 30 seconds before half time. You're challenging for a ball you got no right to be in it. And you know, I think Holding could have done better. I think Partey and Xhaka did well that day, but they actually switched off and probably 2 over to the left-hand side at the time as well. So it comes down to game management. And this is why, for whatever man say about Arsenal, we're up there when it comes to dropping points from winning positions. And these things add it up. You know, when you add in not getting a result against United, when you add in this loss, you talk about Palace a few games ago, these things all add up. You know, come May, you can say, oh, if we did this and that. And we've all seen with this season, if you don't accomplish whatever goal your team wants, it's your fault, because no one's clear of anyone apart from City. Right? No one's clear. It's your fault.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? But with that, obviously people are still sitting on the fence. Where are you at with how your team are playing and with your manager, bruv?
Well, do you know what? I'm not Arteta in or out. You know, there's enough concerns, there's enough praises. I don't want to sit on the fence, but it's like there's not enough for me to bang the drum about you being out. Yeah, I see some good pots, some good. I also see some concerns. It's like it's probably reaching, but even when we had 2 men sent off, or the whole sequence of that game, he took off Lacazette. I don't think it's a bad one, but you took off Lacazette. He works hard. We're down to a man. You need man like that, and we had no outball. Then you're bringing on Aubameyang. I felt he could have moved Saka to left back, put Cedric over to right back, and then kept on Pepe or done something more expansive. So I still think there's signs. I'm still concerned about some of the tactics. I'm still concerned about playing favourites like with Willian, even though he's been out the team. But I have to give Arteta some credit, because a couple of months ago, you were sitting in the press conferences and telling me we're just trying to cross this ball, and I'm looking on the pitch and I'm not seeing ideas. So you've had the humbleness to rework your system. So I am seeing confidence. I am seeing creative play, but it's you know what? It's a couple of games realistically. Like, we've gone on a good run. That was our first defeat in 8, but that's 8 games. I want to see something over a 38-game period. And when I analyze our performances, credit for beating Chelsea. Beating Brighton looks harder, looks even more impressive. But Brighton, Newcastle, and West Brom should be taking points. You shouldn't be dropping points against Palace. You still can't break down a low block. United, fair play, it's a point. But similar to you, you could talk about Pepe's couple chances, and generally, can we get 3 points in their moments? It's like these things add up, bro. So it's still a long way to go, fam. But it is what it is. We still need better players, though, man. I can't lie to you.
100%. I think you lot are going to be all right, innit? I think your manager's good. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's trying the thing. I think he ain't got the players. I think a lot of men are letting him down.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? That the Willian, you know the ones. Pepe's coming into what resembles 72 million pounds, or do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Yeah. You need your big players to be putting in big performances. That's what you didn't have. That's what we had, and that's why we're in the position we're in, because our big players been putting in big performances, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And you need your bigger players to be putting in big performances consistently. And then even saying that, you don't have that many big players anyway, so your manager's dealing with. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at the pool that man's picking from. You know what I mean? He's just trying a thing, bro. And right now, your best players are the man that come through the system at the moment.
Literally. All the usual suspects, and that's it. And that's what I tell Arsenal fans. It's like, again, not to be a hater on Luis, because again, he was done dirty with the red card, but just focused on him being out of position, or to a degree Leno being brainless, or other situations. Some man, this is as good as it's going to get. Like, they're just going to be hot and cold. This is as good as it's going to get, and they're still going to let him down. So something has to give. I'm not getting too excited about what we may or might not do in the summer, because it looks like there's a bit of a clear out. I'm at the stage as an Arsenal fan, whether it's on the field or transfers, you need to show me, because we know what it is in terms of our management. We know what it is in terms of our owner and the many figures around it. So who knows, man? But if we don't get Europe, there's question marks, because you're in a fantastic position. And if you bottle it, it's your own fault. You ain't got the mentality.
100%. And obviously, I know how you're feeling about your manager going into this game today, Matisse Blood. Before we wrap up, and you'll big up Tox Cole for the super chat as well, my guy. What are you saying, Matisse Blood? What are you saying, brother? You reckon these men are getting pammed, yeah?
Yeah, I don't want to say pammed, because it's going to be a low block, and it might be a 1-0, it might be a Jose Mourinho stinky fest, but I definitely expect us to win the game. And I say expect because we have been shocking against the top 6, and now it's time to turn that around. And I've seen the way Tottenham have been dropping points recently as well. I think it's back-to-back defeats for them in the league. So I'm looking for wins. I'm not looking for no draws, no nothing. I'm looking for wins. So the only way you're going to climb that table is to show consistency. Right. The only 2 teams in this league showing consistency is West Ham, 4 wins the last 5, and then Man City, of course. And everybody else is just dropping points galore. It's the old saying I used at the beginning, a couple of years ago. No one wants top 4, just give it to charity. Do you know what I mean? That is what we're on at the moment. But we need to win our games. I'm not on a mess about thing anymore. Tuchel's in here. He's got his tactics. Do you know what I mean? He's been able to change the counter press for this team. He's been able to give them a new formation, give players a new lease of life. And we've now got this brother's competent. So, he's experienced. He knows what he's doing. He should be able to climb. We should be able to climb that league now. Do you know what I mean? That this team should need no more ammunition or motivation to climb that league. They've been horrendous for a couple months now before he come in. So we need to win this game. I'm not going to take nothing less.
Fact. I hear that. Where are you going with your match predictions then? My man saying he thinks that Tottenham might nick it today. My man saying 2-0 Chelsea. What are you saying today? 2-1 Spurs.
Yeah,
Easy man, say it.
I've been saying 2-0 all week. I just feel like without Kane, I don't know how they're going to attack. As long as we manage Son, last time we played Tottenham at Stamford Bridge, we managed Son and Kane, the duo, to no shot. I think it was maybe one shot on target or even no shots on target, actually. No shots on target. So now with Son, I'm hoping, and again, we haven't conceded no shots on target since Tuchel come in to the two lesser oppositions, but obviously every little helps in terms of the build-up and the way that we approach the game. So we've been good defensively. And yeah, I just expect my team to go and take care of business, if I'm honest. I think it's not going to be easy. Don't get it twisted. It won't be easy, but we need to go and get the 2-0 win. So 2-0 is what I'm going with.
Faludi, what are you saying?
For that game, bro, I could see something mad like 3-2 each way, you know. I'm going to give it Chelsea because I think the new manager bounced. But I just, you know, when you just think about a game and then when you what you think it is and it's something completely different. Because I see Chelsea on one and I see Chelsea just completely dominating it. But then I can see them missing chances and switching off at set pieces. And we all know what a Jose sort of win is like. So it's going to be an interesting one. But I'd say 3-2 Chelsea, to be fair. But I'll share some of these comments saying Spurs might just nick it, man.
I look at it, bro. Honestly, like, I can't see how they're gonna score a goal, blood, from open play without Harry Kane.
Yeah, who's gonna get it?
You know what I'm saying? I think 3-1. I think 3-1 Chelsea. I think Tottenham might just nick a little scrappy consolation, bro. But I don't know. I could see Chelsea just moving to them. I just think that Tottenham's confidence is low right now. You know what I'm saying? I think Chelsea's confidence will be high right now. And I think if Chelsea win this game, surely you must be knocking on the door for this top four if you win this game, Matisse. I don't know what your points are saying.
We're 33 points, six behind. Well, the thing is with Liverpool is that they're in 3-4 at the moment, it seems, but we've got a game in hand over them. The game's all messed up because you've got some teams play 20, some 21, some 22. But if we win this game, we're definitely back in with a shout. And again, we should be climbing up that league to chase them. I expect us to make it, but we have to put wins on the board. We're going to be up there, Everton, West Ham. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be up there with them on 36 points if we win this game. And a couple man, you know, played a couple games left. So it's very tight. But we have to win. And then if we win this game, we're really in the bunch. If we don't, then we're moving suspect, and then we have to pick up our wins later on against the lesser teams again.
Yeah, fair. And I hear that. Big up everyone inside. Smash that like button, people. Big up everyone for the interaction. 1.9k here, pretty much for most of the show. Big up people. Them. You man got anything to plug? Are you doing any more shows throughout the day before we wrap up?
Me? Nah. Yesterday I stunk up the place in terms of previews. I did all my previews yesterday. We had Tobes, we had Expressions, we had I was hyped for that one. So if this team don't win, they're gonna make me look stupid. I had Fraud from Stoppage Time TV, and then this morning I did a show with Miz and Eunice again, and we did our Tottenham breakdown as well. So yeah, that's me done now until the review, and then when that review comes, it better be a W.
Yeah, what are you saying anyway? When you lot ain't playing to the weekend now, like us, I swear.
Yeah, we've got Villa on Saturday. So what? 4 p.m. today, I'll be previewing that game, and I'll just be online on Curtis Shaw TV shortly. I think around 2:30 to speak about the game as well on his channel. So not too much, really.
Calm. I hear that. Big up people. Man's back almost imminently with Statman. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a look at like Jesse Lingard's performance for West Ham and that, and just a few other United topics and football topics. So we're back shortly, people. Smash the like button in this one. And we'll see you on the next one.